Welcome back to Ladies Love Notes, where we give you all of the real about being single and dating in your 40s. In today's installment, I want to talk about why we lie. Now, this has been on my mind a lot as of late as I roll along this path of self-discovery, self-love, and transitioning from a long-term relationship to a new phase of being, whatever that may be, cha. Now, y'all that actually know me in real life know that one of my motherfucking pet peeves, probably number 2 on a list of 3, is lying. It's right there under white people with dreadlocks and right above passive-aggressive white people. Now, my motto has been that there's very few things worth lying to me about. I think I can pretty much handle the truth about most things, but I cannot handle lying to me about some shit. It's like really completely unnecessary. Seriously, it really is. And yet, people who I love, people who I'm close to, people who want the best for me and love me and who I want the best for and who I love, lie to me. So, I got to thinking, in relationships, why do we lie? What do we gain and what do we lose? Now, let me start off by saying that real talk, everyone, and I mean everyone, lies. Everybody, even me, even you. I read an article recently in Psychology Today that said that the average person in conversation with another person for just 10 minutes lies 1/5 of the time. Over the course of a week, we lie in 30% of the one-on-one social interactions that we have. Lies can be big and blatant, and those are the ones we usually go irate over. But lies can also be small and either inconsequential or at best just unconscious. The point is everybody lies. And everybody lies a good amount of the time that we are interacting with other people. But why? It's the number one question you ask, especially when you've been lied to, and sometimes when you are the one who's been lying. Now, like I said, I have been a staunch believer in telling the truth, and even I don't tell the truth all the time. So, what's the disconnect here? According to some experts, lying is mostly about protection. Protecting others, protecting ourselves, our interests, our resources, and our image. We lie to protect ourselves from shame, embarrassment, from suffering painful consequences, or to avoid conflict. Like when you're hella mad at somebody you love and then they ask you what's wrong and you say, nothing's wrong. We lie to get what we want, material, aka money, and non-material, aka attention or visibility. Maybe you entered a raffle 5 times so you could win a prize. Or maybe you overstated what you contributed to something so people would think you're really skilled, and maybe that puts you in a better light at work to get a promotion. We lie to protect how people see us. We lie to protect our resources, time, money, or other assets. Let's say you don't want to go to work one day. You feel fine, but you lie and you say you're sick. And we lie to protect other people from hurt, embarrassment, or shame. I mean, does anybody really need to know that this isn't their best outfit choice? Or that the food they made was actually disgusting? No, arguably not. Sometimes we lie because we are ashamed of the truth. We lie when we've done something we know is wrong or painful or hurtful because we're ashamed of our actions. You might lie if you offered to do someone a favor when they were out of town and you just forgot about it. You might lie if you've been unfaithful. You might lie about somebody you made out with because you really don't want people to know about it because, I don't know, maybe you're worried about perception or your reputation. There's all kinds of reasons that we lie. But suffice it to say, lies have impacts. In relationships, we lie because we care about what the other person thinks of us. We want the person to see us in a certain way. I'd be willing to bet that the number one reason that people in relationships say that they lie is because they don't want to hurt the other person. I get it. A few months ago, someone I love lied to me, and I knew for a fact that they were lying to me as they were telling me the lie. I'd confronted them about some addiction stuff with some clear evidence and receipts because I really wanted them to get help. I care about them. And they lied to me. They told me what I saw wasn't what happened, and they had a good alternative story about what could have been happening. But the problem was, it wasn't the truth. And according to my adage, there's absolutely no reason to lie to me. But that adage is maybe wrong. There was a reason for them to lie to me. They were ashamed. And even though my perception was changing of them for lying to me, they were trying hard to keep me from doing what I was already doing, being disappointed because they were lying to me, and I knew it. And more than that, I knew that because they were lying to me, I had to change the way I was going to relate to them in the future because my trust was being broken. Just this week, someone I love dearly, like really and truly, lied to me, to my face. I mean, honestly, they'd been lying to me for a long time about a particular thing, and they would just repeat the lies over and over again, despite not being great at carrying the thread. Y'all know I'm an investigator, so I'm always going to find it. And instead of being sad, it just fucking made me angry, which is often the first step before sadness. Why are you lying to me? I asked. Well, really, I was yelling because I motherfucking hate lying, even though we all do it. But the madder I got, the more they fucking doubled down on the lie. We ended up talking about it at length. We went around and around and around. And oddly enough, it wasn't until I stopped saying the words lie and liar that they started telling the truth. They've spent months denying a thing to me, wordsmithing me to death and gaslighting me and all this other fucking bullshit. But I shit you not, as soon as I stopped penalizing it, they started telling me what was really going on. Which is when I realized, shame, it's a real thing. It shapes us, it shapes our relationships, it shapes basically everything. Nobody wants to cop to the fact that they're a liar or that they lie. But all, and I mean every single one of us lie, a lot on average. And there's a whole lot of brain science that's involved in this, but needless to say, lying is an epidemic for which perhaps the only cure is learning how to tell the truth. I read this very interesting article that invited the reader to try telling 5 kinds of truth every day for a week. Tell the truth to yourself about yourself. Tell the truth to yourself about another. Tell the truth about yourself to another. Tell the truth about another to another. And tell the truth to everyone about everything. Certainly, this was a provocative list. I mean, tell the truth to everybody about everything? No, ma'am. But telling the truth, while it might be painful, it really does create so much more room for possibility than lying does. Every single day, we are presented with both opportunities to lie and opportunities to tell the truth. And depending on the one we choose, we either create or restrict possibility. I'm obsessed with horoscopes these days and astrology and all that shit. And the reason for it is because I'm in a process of trying to see myself more clearly and figure out who I am now, not who I have been, so that I can lean more forcefully into who I am becoming. I have this one astrology app that I'm obsessed with called CoStar. It's an app that's powered by NASA that is funny and chilly all at the same time. And I say chilly because CoStar is a cold bitch and will read the fuck out of you on any given day for no goddamn reason. And in my daily horoscopes, it often says, it is natural to wince when looking into a well-aimed mirror. It's brave to keep on looking. I want to be brave in my daily life. I want to be brave in my relationships. I want to have the courage to see myself clearly and to keep cultivating compassion for myself and for others. I've been presented with many of these opportunities on any given day. I could lie and say that I'm dating a lot of people because I want people to think I'm out and having the best time of my life. But the truth is, I'm not dating anybody. Partially because I think it's good to spend this time working on myself, and in part because I haven't met anybody I'm really interested in, and also partially because I had my fucking heart broken. Lying here gets me some places, but not the places where I need to be. Compassion for my broken heart, curiosity for who I am outside of a relationship to another person, dedication to finding someone I'm really into and not just someone who's into me or what I do. Hell, I could lie and say it doesn't make me feel some kind of way to know my ex has moved on to someone new and been moved on. I'm proud of our decision to break up, and it's still weird and hard and all the things. And that's the truth. And holding that truth helps me see things about myself that will help me along my journey in this new phase of me. What it's like to love someone and let them go. What it's like to experience transitions full fucking throttle. what it's like to grieve what ends so that you can welcome new beginnings. Lying to myself about my whole suite of feelings doesn't get me where I want to go. Being honest does. My friend, she has a guy she's long been into for a hot minute. She was so happy when they got together. He was doing all the things, making her feel special, having long, intimate conversations, sexing her. I mean, good enough, child. And not too long after they started talking, he was saying he wanted to lock it down with her. She was blissed out. She was like, yeah. And she says yes to being in a relationship with him. Then this motherfucker confessed to her after a few months that he's been cheating on her. Not with one woman, but like many women. And I mean, some of these people were like women she knew. There's even a picture of the three of them out and about before she knew he was cheating. I mean, Jesus. They're trying to work it out. But the trust just ain't there. And it ain't there because he lied. She wouldn't have cared if he was out in the streets and would have been honest about it, but because he was so fucking adamant about locking it down, she moved forward. Now, recently, we were all out together and a woman he fucked with showed up to kick it too. And baby, when I tell you the shit went down, she was mad at him. He was hurt and confused. I don't know why he was confused, but that's another episode altogether, child. I can't. And then the woman was being messy, I think, but also it wouldn't have been messy if he hadn't been messy. Now, everybody hurt and acting out about old shit. Where did it start? The lie. Now, I imagine what hurts the most is that when people lie to you, it's like your whole world has been turned upside down. The world you thought existed suddenly does not exist anymore. And then you wonder if it was ever even real. I mean, there's never just one lie. Lies, by their nature, have to build on other lies to keep the previous ones going. And even when lies don't have malice behind them, they hurt. It might sound cliche, but when we lie, for whatever reason we do it, we hurt ourselves the most. We weaken our connections with others and ourselves. Lying is always and only about us and our stuff. And I say that with zero judgment. Like I said, I've been lied to, but I've also lied about my feelings. I've lied to lovers and friends. Hell, I've even lied to my own mama. Lying is the thing we do when we aren't ready to face the things that are hard, uncomfortable, embarrassing, or shameful. But having been on the other side of lies and having been the person who was lying, I can honestly say lies almost always, like 99.999% of the time, hurt more than the truth. The truth is something you can stand on, even when it hurts. But when we lie, we rob ourselves of the agency to do something different, to be someone different. We fail to give ourselves the opportunity and the triumph of doing hard things and coming out intact on the other side. In today's world, lies create deep social wounds that we have yet to heal from because we still live in the absence of truth. From the corruption of corporations and police departments to the lies we learn in school, we are a lying-ass society, and I suspect those lies contribute to about 95% of the misery we experience each and every day. There are all kinds of gems for us behind those lies, socially, politically, and economically. So here's to being courageous enough to discover them and to finally tell the truth so we can move forward towards the possibility of who we can be for ourselves and each other.